Hello, everyone. I'm Nurse Sarah from the Oak Lane Wellness Clinic. It's so good to see you today. I want to talk about something many of my patients mention. It's not a big, scary problem, just a feeling. Do you ever find your energy levels dipping around mid-afternoon? Or perhaps you just feel a bit more run down than you used to, even after a good night's sleep? You know, I hear this so often. Mrs. Peterson from down the street mentioned it last week. "Sarah," she said, "I'm just not bouncing back like I used to." And honestly, that's completely normal as we get a little older. Often we look for complex reasons, but sometimes the answer is in the small, simple choices we make every day, especially in our diet. Our kidneys, our body's amazing filtering system, play a huge role in our energy. Today, we're not going to talk about medication or complicated procedures. We're going to talk about a few surprising, very common fruits that by being mindful of them can make a real difference. Stay with me, and let's discover some simple, gentle swaps that can help you feel more vibrant. You're in control. Let's start with a beloved classic, the banana. So many of us grab one for a quick breakfast or a healthy snack, and it is healthy. I'm not here to tell you bananas are bad, they're not. But here's the challenge. Bananas are incredibly rich in potassium. Now don't get me wrong, potassium is essential for our hearts, our muscles, everything. But as we get older, our kidneys, our body's filters, can sometimes work a bit more slowly. Think of it like this. Your kidneys are like very efficient mail sorters. They've been doing this job for decades, and they're good at it. Giving them a big dose of potassium all at once from a banana is like dropping a huge bag of mail on them and saying, "Sort this now." It's not that they can't do it, but it's a lot of work all at once. And when they're working extra hard to process all that potassium, you might feel that afternoon dip in energy. I see this with so many of my patients. They'll say, "But Sarah, I eat so healthy. I have my banana every morning." And I smile and say, "You do eat healthy. We're just going to make it a little easier on your system." So what's the gentle solution? It's not about banning bananas forever. That would be silly. It's about balance. Instead of a banana every single day, why not try a smart swap a few times a week? A crisp, delicious apple is a fantastic choice. It's lower in potassium and high in fiber. When you bite into that apple, you're getting sweetness, you're getting crunch, and you're giving your kidneys a gentler workload. Or how about a handful of sweet blueberries or strawberries? They're packed with antioxidants and are much gentler on your kidney mail sorters. You can sprinkle them on your cereal, mix them in yogurt, or just eat them by the handful. The goal here is variety. Your body loves variety. Think about it. In nature, we wouldn't have had bananas available every single day. We would have eaten different fruits as the seasons changed. We're just working with your body's natural rhythm. All right, challenge number 2. This one is practically an American institution. The morning glass of orange juice. It feels so healthy, doesn't it? A dose of vitamin C to start the day. I grew up with this too. There was always a pitcher of orange juice in our refrigerator. But here's the thing about juice, and this might surprise you. To get 1 glass of orange juice, you need several oranges. Think about it. When was the last time you sat down and ate 3 whole oranges in a row? Probably never. But when you drink that glass of juice, that's exactly what you're doing. This concentrates the sugar, and you guessed it, the potassium. You're getting all the potassium of 3 or 4 oranges instantly, without the fiber from the whole fruit that would normally help slow down its absorption. It's another big bag of mail for your kidneys to sort through, all at once. Plus, without that fiber, your blood sugar can spike and then crash. That might be part of why you feel tired later in the morning. Your body is on this roller coaster, and your kidneys are working overtime. Now, I'm not saying orange juice is evil, but I am saying there might be a gentler way to start your day. The smart swap here is wonderfully simple. If you love that citrus kick in the morning, try a glass of water with a generous squeeze of fresh lemon or lime. It's refreshing, it's hydrating, and it has virtually no potassium. You're still getting that bright wake-up taste, but you're giving your system a much easier job. Another excellent choice is a small glass of pure cranberry juice. Not the cocktail version loaded with sugar, but the real, tart stuff. It's famous for supporting urinary tract health, which is a great neighbor to kidney health. You might need to dilute it a bit because it's quite tart, but it's a wonderful choice. Or, even better, simply eat a whole orange instead of drinking the juice. You get the vitamin C, you get the sweetness, You get the hydration, and you get the all-important fiber that helps your body process everything gently. Remember, we're not taking anything away from you. We're just finding kinder ways to give your body what it needs. Our final challenge is a more modern favorite, the avocado. Now I know what you're thinking. Sarah, avocados are supposed to be so good for us. And you're absolutely right. They are. Avocados are praised for their healthy fats, and avocado on toast has become a go-to healthy meal. Those fats are wonderful for our hearts, our brains, our skin. But here's what might surprise you. The avocado is a potassium superstar. In fact, a single avocado can have more potassium than 2 bananas. Let that sink in for a moment. More than 2 bananas. So if you're having half an avocado on your toast every morning, which is pretty typical, you're sending a very large package to your kidneys. It's a healthy food, absolutely, but it's very, very dense in this one particular mineral. I had a patient, lovely woman named Dorothy, who was doing everything right. She'd switched from butter to avocado. She was eating whole grain bread. She felt virtuous about her breakfast choice. But she kept telling me she felt sluggish by mid-morning. When we looked at her potassium intake, we found the culprit. The solution here isn't to avoid avocados, heavens no, but it is to be portion savvy. You can still absolutely enjoy your avocado toast. The gentle solution is to simply use less. Try a quarter of an avocado, mashed thin, instead of a half. You still get that creamy texture and that rich flavor, but you're giving your kidneys a much more manageable workload. Or, get creative with your toast. Try topping it with a thin layer of cream cheese and some sliced tomatoes. The creaminess is still there, but it's much gentler on your system. Or how about a drizzle of good olive oil with a sprinkle of herbs? Maybe some sliced cucumber with a pinch of salt. The idea is to make potassium just one part of your meal, not the main event. Think of it like seasoning. A little goes a long way, and too much can overpower the dish. Remember, this isn't about deprivation. It's about balance. Your body has been taking care of you for decades. Now we're just learning how to take even better care of it. You know, this reminds me of one of my favorite patients, a retired woodworker named Arthur. Scene transitions to Arthur, 74, in his small home workshop, gently sanding a piece of wood. Arthur had been coming to our clinic for routine checkups, and he always seemed like such a practical, steady man. But about 6 months ago, he mentioned something that caught my attention. Arthur speaks either voiceover or directly to camera. For 30 years, my breakfast was the same. 2 slices of toast, a banana, and a big glass of orange juice. It was my fuel, you know, reliable, consistent, healthy. But lately, I felt like the fuel was running out by 10 in the morning. I was just tired. Not sick, mind you, just tired. Back to Nurse Sarah. This is so common, and Arthur described it perfectly. He wasn't sick. His routine checkups were fine, but he felt like his energy was leaking away. Arthur continues. Nurse Sarah suggested these little swaps. Honestly, I thought it was nonsense. An apple instead of my banana, water with lemon instead of my orange juice? Seems silly. I mean, I'd been eating the same breakfast for 30 years. Nurse Sarah nods understandingly. I remember Arthur's skepticism, but his wife encouraged him to try, and Arthur, bless him, was willing to experiment. Arthur with a slight smile. But my wife encouraged me to try, so I did. The first few days I didn't notice anything, but after about a week I realized I wasn't yawning at my workbench anymore. I had a little more pep. It wasn't a miracle. It was just better. A small change, but I felt it. Scene returns to Nurse Sarah. Arthur's story is so common among my patients. It's not about dramatic transformations. It's about giving your body a little break, a little kindness. So let's recap our 3 gentle swaps. The challenge. The daily banana, the smart swap. A crisp apple or a handful of berries, the challenge, the morning orange juice. The smart swap. Water with lemon or a small glass of cranberry juice, the challenge, the half avocado toast. The smart swap. A quarter avocado or a different tasty topping. These aren't rules. They're simply kinder choices for the amazing body that's carried you through so many years. Now, I'm not asking you to change everything overnight. That's not how lasting health is built, and frankly, that's not how life works. Big changes can feel overwhelming, and overwhelming changes don't usually stick. My invitation to you is this. Just pick one. Just one of these small swaps to try this week. Maybe tomorrow morning, you could try water with lemon instead of juice. See how you feel. Notice if you have a little more energy around 10 or 11 in the morning. Or maybe you'll try an apple instead of your usual banana. Pay attention to how your body responds. You might be surprised. I would love it if you'd leave a comment below and tell us which small change you're thinking of trying. Sharing our journeys is part of staying healthy together. We're all in this together. Please remember, taking charge of your health isn't about restriction. It's about making smart, kind choices for the amazing body that has carried you through a long and wonderful life. Every small step you take is a victory. You are in the driver's seat of your own wellness. Be well, and I'll see you next time. Scene ends with Nurse Sarah's sincere smile. Oak Lane Wellness Clinic logo and website appear subtly.